Oh, I'm just gonna stand here because it's cropping me out. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be taking you through Operation Mini Cut. I've done one of these before. I'm going to be doing a few of these throughout the year because I'm not competing this year. So I am going to be like doing some photo shoot preps, and I kind of like to be building some muscle and then cutting down and changing my body. That's just kind of what I do. Second mini cut for the year, structured a little bit differently, different calories on different days. So on training days, I will be eating higher, and on non-training days, I'm going to be in a deficit. What's a cut? Why cut? What is a cut? What are you doing? You don't need to lose fat, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I don't need to lose fat, but I want to have a photo shoot and I want to be looking leaner than I am now. So at the moment I'm cooking some things, so that's what those noises are. At the moment, my body fat percentage is around 18%, I think, and I weigh like 59 kilos. I feel most comfortable when I weigh around 57 kilos, around the kind of 14 to 15% body fat mark. And that's just me. Body fat doesn't really mean much. It's just a marker for where I know like how lean I am at that point. So I don't really care about numbers and weight. It's how I feel and look. At the moment, I am, I don't know, like I'm not heavy and I'm not fat or anything like that. This is just one of the things that I do because I enjoy it. I like seeing where I can get my body to. I want to get some photos for some content, for some projects that I'm working on, some secret, sneaky projects I've got coming up. And I want to feel good and confident in a photo shoot, and that's important. I feel like people hate on fat loss so much. It's like, you don't need to do that, you're putting out a bad message. Well, some people do need to lose fat. If you guys want to lose fat, that is totally up to you. When I started like wanting to lose fat and training, it's because I hated my body. I was like, I feel uncomfortable, I feel unconfident, and losing fat helped me to feel better about myself. And as I worked in that process, I started to learn that self-love comes from within and not what you look like. But I'm not gonna lie, like losing fat definitely helped boost my confidence and get me into a place where I was feeling better about myself and got the ball rolling. So if you're hating on fat loss, bye, just go. Okay, now I've got all the good subscribers chilling around that are like pro, wanna learn some shit, like figure out how to lose some fat themselves, do it in like a way that suits your lifestyle, see what I'm eating, how I'm training, etc. Stay, because that's what we're going to be doing in this first YouTube for the mini cut series. Yes, I'm going to make it a series. It's going to be like, I think, a 4-week mini cut, so it's going to be a bit more aggressive, but that's what you got to do. I would personally rather doing an aggressive short period cut than a long-term sustainable smaller deficit, just because of my personality. Like, I can stick to something 100% and go real hard and all in on it if it's for a short period of time. If it's too long, I'm like, okay, I'm over it. I just want to eat all of the foods. So I'm not going to be really restrictive in this. I'm going to eat what feels right for me and my body at that point in time. I'm going to still eat things that I enjoy, like chocolate, if I can fit it in. Yeah, I'll show you guys all of that throughout. So let's get to it. Can we just ignore the spots on my face? I'm like, let's ignore it, but also zoom in on them. I had a facial done yesterday, and Francine put this like intense, Francine's like the woman that does all my skin and my Botox and shit, intense stuff, I don't even know what it was, on the pimples on my face, and it makes them go black and then peel. So I've tried to cover it with makeup, but haven't done the best job. Yeah, so let's just ignore them. So I am training today, so I'm eating 2,000 calories. I'm just making some lunch, some salmon, some vegetables, and some rice, and then I'm gonna go train. And I like to consume my carbs, most of my carbs around my training sessions, so that's why I'm having like 50 grams of rice, and I'll have a big dinner after I train. This is what it looks like. Salmon. coming at you from beautiful Newport, Whale Beach. Oh my god, where am I? Okay, Bilgola, I forgot. So I'm in the northern beaches of Sydney on a little Easter vacay with my sis and her husband. What? Can I start yet? Okay. I'm going to fill you guys in on the calories and the macro splits that I'm doing for this mini cut, as well as my training. And I'm trying to make the most of the last light, so hopefully this is working for us here. It's just going to be a super quick video because I'm basically just telling you guys exactly what my setup is. So I've got my trusty notes. Okay. Obviously the goal of this cut is to lose as much body fat as possible in the shortest time possible. We're not doing anything drastic and crazy like super low calories and like driving myself into the ground. My goal is fat loss whilst also maintaining, if not increasing, my lean muscle mass. So I'll be doing that by still training really damn hard in the gym with my strength sessions. And I've already done a week of this cut, so I can give you guys a bit of an update on how it's been tracking. My strength has been increasing, which is awesome. My body weight's been coming down. We're on track. It's going really well. I'm feeling really motivated and just really focused in this cut compared to the last cut. I'll speak about that in a sec. I'm doing high days and low days. The high days are my maintenance calories, or what my maintenance calories were prior to starting this cut. So 2,000 calories, I'm on 140 grams of protein. I don't set my carb and fat macros because I have found personally, for the benefit of my relationship with food and to not feel restricted by my food choices, I like to be quite fluid with those two macronutrients. I have like area that I like to stay within for fats and carbs, which is around 65 grams of fat, and that's around 214 grams of carbs to make up the 2,000 calories, and that's working perfect for me. The reason we set quite a high protein goal, particularly in a cut, is because protein is satiating, so it also has a higher thermic effect of feeding, which means you can like burn extra calories for the body breaking down proteins. So it's not like, why don't we all just eat heaps of protein and the body's just going to burn extra calories just by eating protein? No, that's not how it works. You can eat too much protein. I only eat 2,000 calories, so my high days, when I train. And that's just to fuel my training sessions. I'm only training 3 days a week, so I'm only eating high calories 3 days a week, and then the other days I'm resting and my calories are 1,600 calories. Same protein goal, 140 grams of protein. Same thing with the carbs and fats. Like, I just have a number that I kind of personally like to stick around, which is around 54 grams of fat and 134 grams of carbs. If I go like over my fats, I'll take calories out of my carbs and make sure I just hit the 1,600 calorie daily goal. So I just focus on hitting my protein and hitting my calories, and that has been one of the best things for my relationship with my food, because it just takes away any of the guilt, because I was so like, I have to hit these numbers 100% or else it's a failure, and then I would be like, I'm a failure, because it's like quite hard to always hit your macros 100%. And it doesn't actually matter so much. Like, protein's the most important macronutrient. Now, why we're doing high and low days, it's so that I can still put a really big effort into my training sessions, and I want to retain as much lean muscle mass as possible and have the energy to hit those PBs. And I've hit huge PBs this last week, so don't use your deficit as an excuse for like not performing in the gym. You should really try and push yourself. Plus, I'm getting so much rest that if I wasn't pushing myself and getting these PBs in the gym or increasing my strength, even if by 1 rep or 1 kilo, then coach would not be happy. In terms of the food choices I am making, I am still eating low FODMAP, so I rotate a lot of similar foods. So I'm eating things like zucchini, capsicum, pepper, depending where you're from, carrots, broccoli. I'll have rice and potatoes as my carb sources, some cornbread, oats, and then my fats I'm mostly getting from nut butters just because I really enjoy that. I'm also getting like strawberries in fruits. So yeah, I eat really repetitively, but I really enjoy the food that I'm eating, so it's really good for me. And if I want like some chocolate and stuff, I will incorporate like a couple of squares of dark Lindt chocolate But when I am cutting, I do try to stick mostly to just whole foods. Given this cut has fallen over Easter, I've had a very small amount of Easter chocolate, and it 100% has to fit into my calories, otherwise I don't have it. But I'm just in a really good headspace with this cut. Like, I don't feel restricted. I really think the high days and low days are helping with my mindset, because I'll get to the end of a low day and be like, oh, I'm really hungry, which, you know, that's what happens when you're in a cut. And then I'll be like, oh, tomorrow I've got a high day. And then it pushes me to work harder in the gym, because I'm like, I need to be smashing it because I'm eating more food. So it's a really good thing personally. It might not work for everyone, but if you're maybe someone that kind of struggles with your food relationship, it could be a really good way for you to set up your deficit. In terms of my training, I am only training 3 days a week. Because I'm only training 3 days a week, a kind of rough rule with weight training is hitting the same body part twice a week. So in order to do that, we can't do like upper lower splits, it's full body. And I actually prefer training full body because I feel throughout the session the muscle recovers enough to be able to keep hitting PBs or get more reps. So that's the whole goal for me with my training, is to increase the reps, increase the weight that I'm lifting and moving, or decrease the rest periods, progressive overload for hypertrophy and strength gains. So increasing the size of the muscle to give me that sculpted look, aka girl my ass. I've been resting heaps. Like, rest has been one of my biggest goals. You can only train as hard as you can rest. So for me, being like kind of a stressed person and having some sleep issues, rest has been the biggest focus for me, and it's shown in my training. Like, the fact that I'm pulling these big numbers and the fact that I'm able to put like a lot of intensity into my sessions means it's fine. Like, if you guys train more than 3 days, awesome. If you can fit that into your lifestyle, great, go for it. But it just depends what works for you. Like, if you are cutting, the number one most important thing for any goal really is your ability to adhere to the plan. So if you can't stick to your caloric deficit, you're not going to lose fat. Like, if it doesn't work with your lifestyle, forget about it. So pick something that works for you. Setting up your calories for fat loss and for a cut, I have done a previous YouTube video on this, and you can jump back to that. I can link it in the comments below, but you can jump back to that and use the calculator. I just want to make a little note about, this is me trying to do an asterisk with my fingers, but it's a hashtag, but whatever, you get the gist. Yeah, I know, fail. If you guys are using calculators, know that they're not gospel. Like, if you've been dieting for a month or months, or you've been in a super aggressive deficit, your metabolic rate is going to have changed and decreased. So your maintenance won't be what the calculator says. It will be lower. So don't be like, oh, but the calculator says that 2,000 calories is my maintenance and I'm eating 800 calories and I'm not losing fat. That's because it's not your maintenance. A calculator said it was. Your body decides what your maintenance is. So the best way to figure it out is, for 14 days, eat the exact same number of calories if possible, and weigh yourself daily and track to see what changes occur. So if you're eating 1,800 calories every single day and your weight stays the same, that's around your maintenance. If you're eating 1,800 calories and you drop weight, it's probably a deficit. If you gain, surplus. From there, you'll know what your maintenance calories are, and you can alter what you need to do depending on your goals. I am running a challenge at the moment. It starts April 29th. All the information is down there. It's just, you don't have to pay to enter, and there is an awesome gift prize. So for the winner, best transformation, physical and mental, there's a $1,000 prize valued at $1,000 to be won. So it's a Ride-A-Wear gift card, AHP Lab stack of choice, and Before You Speak coffee. So if you guys want to get involved in that, it'll be starting in the last couple of weeks of my cut. So we're going to be in it together, which is awesome. You just need to buy one of my programs and do that with all the girls, and it's kind of like a win-win. You guys get to transform your body and maybe win a prize and connect with the awesome SoFactive Squad community in the process. Now that that is out of the way, I'm just going to give you some really quick tips for how to curb your hunger. When you're dieting, people kind of expect it to be like, yeah, I'm dieting, I'm losing fat, it's all G. But it's hard. Like, dieting is hard. There's a reason not everyone is able to like successfully achieve a diet and getting down to their desired body fat percentage. So my top tips. Drink heaps of water. I know it's an obvious one, but water really does fill you up. Like even before I eat food, and like coffee, because I find like that's an appetite suppressor for me. If I drink like heaps, like huge gulps of water before I eat, or around when I'm like starting to feel really hungry, that will actually curb my hunger for a minute. Nah, just joking. For like, you know, a reasonable amount of time before I am actually gonna eat again. I also like to do 3 big meals instead of like eating little meals throughout the day, because I just find I feel fuller for longer if I'm having a bigger meal. I ensure there's protein in every meal. Like I said earlier, protein is more satiating, so it keeps us feeling full and it takes longer and it's harder for the body to break down. Fasting is really good. Like I wake up in the morning and I eat breakfast around 10 o'clock and it's already taken a huge chunk out of the day, and your window for eating is just smaller, so it's kind of like less periods when you're not eating. Definitely one of my favorite tips. Going to bed earlier so that you're not, like I find for me I get hungriest at night, so I've been trying to go to bed at 9 p.m. Party up in here, I know, right? But it actually does help, because when I've ever gone to bed like later, I'll be lying in bed being like hungry, 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 and it's just not fun. Herbal teas and stuff are great too, and obviously like getting heaps of sleep is just a good thing because it helps with your ghrelin and your leptin hormones, which affected by poor sleep, and they're the hormones that tell you when you're full and when you're hungry. So when they're out and your sleep's shit, it's gonna make a really hard environment for you to like stick to the deficit, because they're like eat, damn it, eat. Distract yourself with something else. So call a friend, go for a walk, get out of an environment where there's like food around you, because often it's like boredom. I like to go for a walk because I am getting 10,000 steps in a day. I forgot to mention that with the training. I'm not doing any cardio, I'm just doing 10,000 daily steps and just keeping my NEAT levels high if possible. Choose low-cal foods that are denser, and not like something else I've covered in a previous YouTube is like making food swaps. So for example, I said that I was eating rice and potatoes. They're quite high in carbs. So if I were to want a bigger meal and eat something that's lower in carbs so I can eat more food, I would have something like pumpkin, or just pump the vegetables and have heaps of vegetables instead of those really high caloric foods. That's just like the best way to do it. I've got play with your pet on here, clearly in the market for a dog. They're like the best tips that I have got and the things that I have learnt with comp prep and everything. So hopefully you guys can take those tips on board and get stuck into your cut and do it alongside me. Keeping yourself motivated with an accountability buddy. That's me. You guys can DM me and be like, I'm hungry, and I'll be like, me too. But anyway, that's why the challenge is going to be awesome, because there's going to be a whole squad doing it, plus the extra incentive of the prizes. So if you guys do want to get on that, pointing below, because I've got the info in the comments. And by comments I mean the caption, the blurb. I don't know, I'm still kind of like new to YouTube. Anyway, I said it was gonna be quick, but it's probably maybe not quick. I'll just edit this like cray. Thanks for joining me, guys. I'm definitely gonna be updating you with how the mini cut's going, and I'm gonna make this a bit of a mini series. So next, like at the end, I'm gonna talk about what to do when you finish your diet, because that seems to be a really big like question mark for a lot of people. Everyone's like, do I reverse diet? Do I jump back to maintenance? What do I do? Blah, blah, blah. So there's a whole thing that I'll take you guys through, and what I'll be doing for mine once I've finished. So make sure you're subscribed to my channel so you don't miss out on any of these updates and videos, and like the video if you enjoyed my content, and I'll be coming back to you next week with some more mini cut stuff. Bye.